Welcome to the second round of the Northern Region's Cross Country Championship, the LMC Mega Centre Barbaspan 500, the longest event on the regional 2015 racing calendar. A number of the top crews will be looking to bounce back in the Northwest Province after some disappointing results in round one.
By the same token, those who got off to a fast start at the Vredefort 250 will be looking to keep the momentum going at an event that has a rich history in South African cross-country racing.
I think the route's going to be not that dusty, so that should be fun. Really looking forward to it.
We have today to have fun. Hopefully we can do good today.
I think it's a very fast race. So I think the faster guys are going to have a lot more fun.
See the cars in front of you, behind you, and pace it and bring it safely home and you'll do well.
Qualifying first in Class P, Tony and Michael Gouveia bounced back strong following mechanical problems in the opening round.
After their debut victory in Vredefort, Werner Kennedy and Tinus Venter put in another solid performance to qualify second.
Jetpatcher Isuzu Racing are one of the biggest teams in the championship, and Francois Smit and Craig Galvin qualified with the third fastest time.
Cobus Fourie and Cedrian de Villiers, who were unable to attend the opening round, qualified in fourth, less than 5 minutes behind the leaders.
Taking another look at the special vehicle qualifying results, Tony and Michael Gouveia will start the race in first place, followed by Kennedy and Venter, while Francois Smit and Craig Galvin were third quickest.
After winning the opening round of the championship in the production vehicle category, Dylan Venter and Vince van Alleman in the 4x4 Mega World Toyota picked up where they left off qualifying in first place.
The pair were 1 minute and 9 seconds ahead of the event sponsors LMC Land Rover Defender of brothers Sarel and Jaco Oosthuizen in Class D.
Class E reigning champions Dirk Pitter and Chris Claessens got their championship fight back on track after qualifying third.
Regan Austin and Warren Foss made the move up from Class E as the pair managed to clock the fourth quickest time.
So it's Venter and Van Alleman who take the top spot in qualifying, followed by the Oosthuizen brothers, while Pitter and Claessens were third fastest in their Ford Ranger.
The Barbaspan Motor Club was the base camp for the teams, who now had the opportunity to fix any problems that they may have encountered along the 100-kilometer qualifying route.
Very fast, prefer more technical, but because the car set up so nice and it felt so nice, it was actually nice doing 170 km an hour.
The teams were greeted by a beautiful sunrise on race day, and with a couple of cups of coffee in hand, final preparations were underway. The race would be run over two 200-kilometer loops, which included a compulsory 15-minute stop after completing the first lap. And away they go. I wouldn't stand too close to the cars, Mr. Marshall.
Werner Kennedy and Tinus Smit got their season off to a flying start by taking the special vehicle overall and Class P honours in Vredefort. The pair are loving life in their recently revamped Aceco as they make light work of the terrain in front of them.
Cobus Fourie and Cedrian de Villiers are showing no signs of cobwebs in their first race of the season. As we go on board, you can see that the co-driver's job is just as hard as the driver's, as he tries to keep one eye on the road and the other on his navigation notes.
Although he's only in his second year of regional racing, Dylan Venter is driving like a seasoned veteran and is in first place in Class D.
Andrew and Zelma Beer are flying and have made up 3 positions after starting in 8th place in Class P.
The Ford Ranger of Bertus Kriel and Anton Miller bounced their way through this section as they chased down the vehicle just ahead.
David Huddy and Mike Ferson started the day in 5th place in Class E, but the pair have a problem with their back left wheel. As much as the spectators try and warn them about it, unfortunately the inevitable happens. And one lucky spectator gets a really awesome souvenir.
Such is racing.
The competitors now have 15 minutes to refuel and fix any problems on their vehicles at the DSP.
Bietjie rof plek en die laaste stuk is baie tight, jy weet, so maar baie lekker goed gemerk. Alles is reg, baie lekker gery.
Laaste deel begin dit meer technical en rof wees. Maar verder also right.
In what is turning out to be the drive of the day so far, Andrew and Zelma Beer are making a late surge in the second loop and are now fighting for a podium position.
Dylan Venter and Vince van Alleman are in a class of their own. The duo in their 4x4 Megaworld Toyota Hilux are enjoying a healthy lead at the top of the production vehicle category, and they look to be cruising to back-to-back victories, barring any unforeseeable issues.
Consistency is paying off for cross-country veteran Gil Nel and co-driver Ferdi Pieterse as the pair have moved up into a podium position.
And how do you get back onto the road after taking a slightly wrong line? Cobus Free shows us exactly how it's done, giving these spectators the perfect picture.
Even though they might have dropped down one position in Class B behind Fourie and Villiers, Werner Kennedy and Tinus Venter are still in the hunt for the final podium position, just a couple of minutes behind their opponents. And as much as they try to miss the muddy water, they've still managed to get wet.
The opening round winners in Class B and defending champions, Martinez and Tian Leroux, are on track for another victory.
Francois Smith and Craig Gelvin are having CV joint issues on their Zarco Light and are just trying to make it to the finish line to secure as many points as possible.
There's a new leader in Class E. Bertus Kriel and Anton Miller have moved ahead of Dirk Pitter and Koos Claessens in their Ford Ranger.
John Boxhorn is currently second in Class B in his single-seater WPP machine. He says it's an interesting experience having to navigate for yourself while driving.
While the spectators can sit back, relax and have a drink, the competitors are all battling it out in the closing stages of the race. Andries Meinhardt and Hein Kruger are currently second in Class E.
The defending Class E champions have now dropped back into third place after they were forced to stop to repair broken front suspension on their Ford Ranger. Dirk is trying to make up lost time and he has his foot to the floor. Koos almost loses his helmet in the process as the pair are shaken around the cabin.
Henry Zamatin and Johan Gerber take a more cautious approach to this section, and they take the time to greet the fans.
Well, these two fans have found their favourites. It's Rob Reed and Bodo Schwegler in their next-gen Mastercraft Mitsubishi Pajero.
Chris Human is currently third in Class B in his Jetpatcher Isuzu Racing Sandmaster Magnum as he entertains the guys and the birds.
Well, they might be in second in Class D, but Andre Geldenhuys and Victor Fincham are unfortunately a distance behind the dominant Venter and Van Alleman.
Ramping their way towards the finish line and towards 6th place, it's Tiens du Toit and Arnold Norkier in their Propeller Center Toyota Hilux.
We go on board with the Oosthuizen brothers in their LMC Land Rover Defender, who are flying the flag for the race sponsors. The duo are in third place in Class D.
What an amazing drive from Andrew and Zelma Beer, who crossed the finish line in first place. Unfortunately, the Gouvea's race ended when they hit a tree stump with just 40 kilometers from the finish.
We settled into it and yeah, we just try and push the car as hard as we could have. But it was very nice, yeah, interesting.
And how was the route from the navigator's point of view?
The butterfly is gone, but that's fine. It's great. It's great. It was excellent.
Taking a look at the special vehicle category standings, the day belonged to the Beers, who collected 30 points for their outstanding drive to first place. Gil Nel and Ferdi Pieterse came home in second, while Cobus Fourie and Cedric de Villiers filled the final step on the podium.
Dylan Venter and Vince van Alleman outclassed the opposition, taking the checkered flag and their second victory of the season.
Die eerste deel is baie flat en vandag later aan in die seker die laaste 50 kilos en dit begin baie technical word.
Maar het is goed gegaan, so ons is baie bly.
So to confirm the results from the production vehicle category, Venter and Van Alleman secured the win by 21 minutes and 31 seconds ahead of Bertus Kriel and Anton Miller, while Andries Meinhardt and Hein Kruger did enough to hold on to third spot.
The opening round of the Donaldson Cross Country Championship took place in Harrismith in the Free State on the last weekend in March. The defending production vehicle champions, Anthony Taylor and Dennis Murphy, were hoping to get their season off to the perfect start at the RFS Endurance, the first of 6 Southern African events.
But it was their Team Castrol Toyota teammates Leroy Poulter and Rob Howie who stole the show. Following midweek rain, the course had become extremely wet and muddy, but that didn't seem to faze the teams as racing was fast and furious. But it wasn't smooth sailing for Poulter and Howie, who were pushed to the limit by the new Ford Performance Factory outfit. Chris Visser and Jaapie Badenhorst alongside Lance Woolridge and Ward Huxtable continually pushed the Castrol Toyota boys to the limit, ensuring a tight finish to the day's racing.
Jacques and Lizelle van Tonda made the step up from Class S to Class T and were proving to be very competitive in their Unifreight Ford Ranger.
Johan van Staden and Mike Lawrenson made their debut in the region's racing Nissan Navara, although a sheared back left wheel ended their race hopes.
There was no such bad luck for the Horn brothers from Malalan, who continued to push on even though their Toyota Hilux showed a few scars.
Portuguese racers Romulo Branco and Joao Sorodio joined the championship this year to gain as much international experience as possible before the Dakar in 2016.
Sean Reitz and Gerard Skitter are also in preparation for the Dakar next year and will still move up to Class T before the end of the season.
In the end, it was Leroy Poulter and Rob Howie who got the champagne showers.
We were a bit rusty yesterday in the prologue, and today even it took us a lot of time to get used to it. But yeah, the Ford Performance Ranger was great. So we had one hell of a time. It was good fun.
So just to confirm the results once again, Poulter and Howie celebrated their maiden victory in the championship, while Lance Woolridge and Ward Huxtable finished in second. Class S, Branco and Serodio topped the standings.
Cargo Motors Bedford View, we pride ourselves in offering you the best possible parts and service available. With highly trained service staff and qualified mechanics, you can rest assured your vehicle is in the best possible hands. All parts are genuine and work is checked by the service manager. Cargo Motors Bedford View, where our customers become our friends. Cargo Motors Bedford View, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Dealer of the Year 2014.
Toyota's hybrid racer, and Audi creates audio for the e-tron. Celebrating 60 years of the Mercedes SL. Land Rover goes electric, and Volvo's mean green. Ice racing from the Alps, and world cross country from Italy.
Inside cross-country racing continues. What has become customary at the Donaldson Cross Country Championship is the Celebrity Challenge, where we convince a celeb to navigate for Terence Marsh. At each event, there'll be a new celebrity in the hot seat, and when we reach the end of the season, there will be one winner who will boast all the bragging rights.
TV personality Marius Roberts was the first lucky or unlucky contestant, whichever way you want to look at it, to take part in the season opener. However, Marius was very lucky to be seated inside the clean and dry cabin of the Region Racing Nissan Navara, because who knows what all that mud would have done to his hair.
I'm just impressed at how well the event's organised. A lot of planning goes into it from a logistics perspective. The teams are getting bigger and better. I know numbers are slightly down, but the support's certainly up. And awesome to be a part of it. This for me is real racing. You know, a lot of the time you Kingsley Holgating your way through the places, but what an experience, unbelievable.
The Dakar Challenge was held in conjunction with the RFS Endurance this year, and the winner of the competition would be given a free entry into the toughest motorsport event on the planet, worth around 500,000 rand. To tell us more about the Dakar, here's Johan van Staden from Regent Racing.
We knew it was going to be tough, but it was a lot harder than what we thought, but persistence persevered.
The Dakar and the South African teams to the Dakar, it's quite huge now these days, and also the planning towards the next Dakar as well. Your comment on that?
Yeah, absolutely. If your planning is not like the Dakar Challenge being the first event here, it gives the guys enough time to mechanically plan, financially plan, logistically, the shipping times, with the season changing, having just 6 events gives the guys a break that they need to get the cars prepared, and goes for Dakar training in Namibia. It's critical that you do the June training. If you lose out on the season, not only are you cutting yourself short on a championship here, but you're cutting yourself short on the planning for Dakar itself.
I'm quite new to racing at the moment. I think this is my 2nd year, but it started at the Dakar. I met Terence on a plane in South America, and from there we progressed, and it's something I want to do. So we committed to doing it, and we're training, and we're going to be there in 2016.
Dakar is huge. Dakar is the epitome of the sport. Yeah, that would be the biggest dream of our lives, to get to Dakar.
Everyone have a dream of Dakar. We'll try to make it in 2016. Let's see how the things go.
You've entered the Dakar Challenge as well.
Yes, yes.
Are you going to try and win it?
We do our best, but we don't run alone. Let's see the other ones, but we hope to be a good race.
Since I was small, I can remember my dad waking me up at 5 a.m. in the mornings to let us know the Dakar is on. So it's always been a long-lived dream. So now it's become true. Now we just need to get the money and all the sponsors backing, and then we can go.
Jason Venter and Vince van Alleman were the winners of the Dakar Challenge.
Yeah, the first event and the first winner already, and we are very happy because he's got exactly the profile we are looking for. He's young. Everybody is saying that he's very talented, and he's one of the upcoming guys for the South African Rally Championship, so cross-country championship. So we are very happy. He has a good car, part of a good team, so he fulfills 100% of the criteria.
A new season in the special vehicle category brought new cars, drivers and teams together at the RFS Endurance in Harrismith. 2013 champions Evan Hutchison and Dani Stassen were looking to bounce back in 2015 following a disappointing season last year. The pair were a force to be reckoned with as they conquered the difficult conditions with ease in their Motorrite Bat Viper.
Lance Trethewey and Jeff Minott enjoyed a strong finish to last year's racing and picked up where they left off, finishing the endurance race in 2nd place.
Jimmy Zahos was suffering from a touch of food poisoning, but he wasn't showing signs of slowing down after he took 3rd.
Brett Parker and BZ van Zyl from Sizanani Plastics showed flashes of brilliance, but they lost too much time getting stuck in the mud, which ended their hopes of a podium finish.
Another team that has the ability to win races is the Century CR5 of Mark Corbett and Joan Moore. The pair had a strong showing and finished 5th in Class A.
It was James Watson and John Thompson who finished 1st in Class P, saying that they really enjoyed the excellent route.
Finishing the race in 7th place in the special vehicle category, but 2nd in their class, it was Colin Matthews and Rodney Burke. But the champagne was saved for Hutchison and Stassen.
Yeah, it's the right way to start the season. It's a short season, and I think a finish is important, never mind a podium. They're hard to get, so we'll take them wherever we can.
Taking one last look at the final results in the special vehicle category. Evan Hutchinson and Dani Stassen took top honours, followed by Lance Trethewey and Jeff Minott. Watson and Thompson lead the way in Class P.
The second round of the KwaZulu-Natal Regional Cross Country Championship ran in conjunction with the RFS Endurance in Harrismith in the Free State. The competitors would be required to complete a slightly shorter qualifying distance than the national route and just one of the two 248-kilometre loops, unless they were also competing on a national level.
We've got a new car for the season, which we're trying to nurse home. And we'll see how the rest of the season goes, hoping for a top 5 in this race as well, and we'll see how it goes.
It's only been one race, so yeah, time will tell how it goes, but it was a good race and we had a nice good scratch, and at the moment we're in the lead.
Arthur Barnes is looking to put round 1's DNF behind him.
Class A is very strong at regional level this year, and there's still a couple of more cars coming, so it's fantastic, eh? It's a lot tougher than it used to be. So yeah, looking forward to the year.
Following their victory at the CP Tech Escort 250, Daniel Brooks and Gavin Gray in the Ducatis BAT continued their fine run of form by qualifying in first place.
Marcus Taylor and Trace Pricemore attacked this section of the route, clearing all 4 wheels off the ground on the way out.
Qualifying in third place in their BAT Spec 0, Bryant Mayer and Hugh Hedgecock were cruising.
James Watson and John Thompson were one of 3 competitors taking part in both the regional and national event, alongside Lance Trithui and Jeff Minnett in their unmistakable LTE Movers BAT banner.
Recapping the qualifying results, Brooks and Gray finished in first place a minute and 42 seconds quicker than Taylor and Pricemore, while Mayer and Hedgecock were a further 54 seconds back.
As the teams line up on race day, we join Daniel Brooks in pole position.
Have a good day, keep it on the road, it's going to be a long route. Yeah, we'll see how we go, it should be good.
And away they go. You certainly won't battle to see the Ducatis Property Group BAT Spec 4 with its Lumo paint job.
Lance Trithui said he is enjoying the drying conditions, and it shows as he and Jeff Minnett are beginning to close the gap to the cars ahead.
Another pair trying to make up some precious time after qualifying is James Watson and John Thompson.
Brooks and Gray hit this obstacle a bit too quickly, and their vehicle is violently bounced around, but it doesn't seem to faze them and they are quickly back on their way.
Our cameraman has moved and given us a better angle. It appears as though the deep rut is going to catch a few of the competitors out today. Next up, it's Andre and Rolf Voigts. They get thrown out of shape, but manage to keep going.
Now, instead of concentrating on the road ahead, Gary and Kerry Campbell take the time to give us a wave, but they pay the consequence, and I'm sure there will be a couple of sore bodies after that.
It looks as though Graham Bowman and Carl van der Merwe have managed to see the carnage up ahead, and they slow right down. The same goes for Leon Botma and Quinton Brand, the third team taking part in the regional and national event in Harrismith.
They might have qualified in last place, but Ian McLean and Brett Holtz are having a much better run of form on race day.
Eric Buer and Alaric Smith are currently in first place in the clubman's class, where newcomers to the sport are ranked against one another.
Taylor and Pricemore are another casualty of the deep rut, and they look as though they might have taken some damage to the front axle of their car.
At the 100-kilometre mark, it's Trithui and Minnett who now lead the way, closely followed by Brooks and Gray. Watson and Thompson are third, while Mayer and Hedgecock round off the top 4.
And here are the leaders as we speak. Trithui and Minnett are experiencing no problems whatsoever and are only getting faster and faster as the day progresses.
Now, I know that I said you wouldn't battle to see the Lumo colours of the Ducatis Property Group BAT Spec 4, but when there's mud covering every inch of the vehicle, it does become a bit of a problem. The spectators look slightly puzzled, wondering why Brooks and Gray have come to a complete halt. However, the duo are just preparing themselves to muscle their way through this mud bath. That, and perhaps they wanted to show off a little to the fans.
James Watson told us that conditions are atrocious, and now we can see exactly what he's talking about. Momentum is the key to not getting stuck in this thick muddy section, as Watson and Thompson show us exactly how to get the job done.
Andre and Ralph Voigt have moved up a position and are currently running in 4th place as they try to chase down the final spot on the podium.
You might not be able to see it, but this is the father and daughter team of Gary and Kerry Campbell as they do a sterling job to get through this section.
Leon Botma and Quinton Brand are still going strong in 6th place. The pair are taking part in the national event and they still have a long day of racing ahead of them.
It's a cautious approach for Bowman and Van der Merwe, but unfortunately it hasn't worked out as planned and they get stuck in the mud.
Lance Trithui and Jeff Minott cross the line and take the checkered flag for 1st place in the KwaZulu-Natal regional event.
We had a good result today, and a big thanks to the whole team. Jeff obviously navigating, to our mechanics, Eugene, doing all the hard work. Without them, and we can't race without all those guys and all our support crew that are out there all day chasing us around. So it's a big thanks to everybody that helped us today.
So confirmation of the regional results. Trithui and Minott collect maximum points, narrowly finishing ahead of Daniel Brooks and Gavin Gray, while James Watson and John Thompson took the final step on the podium.
Don't miss the Sugarbelt 450, the next round of the Donaldson Cross Country Championship, taking place in KwaZulu-Natal on the 8th and 9th of May. Donaldson Filtration Systems, a market leader in filtration solutions for the past 100 years.